Great news! I have a sailboat now. So what did I trade for the sailboat? Well, to be completely honest, just money. Let me explain while the bilge pump pumps out the water. When I started this channel, it was my intention to trade off 3 motorcycles for 1 sailboat. While my valuations of the motorcycles were confirmed by those who purchased them, there was a critical flaw in my idea. A staggering number of boats are financed. See, the problem with a financed boat, or any other property for that matter, is that the property can't be legally assigned to anyone else until that loan is paid in full. Once this clicked, I went through my list of no answers in my spreadsheet that I'm using here, and I followed up with all of them to ask if their boat was financed or owned outright. Over 2/3 responded that they were financed. So, while it's not the reason for all of the no answers I was given, it explains at least 2/3 of them. So ever since the project started, I've had the motorcycles for sale at the same time. I've since sold 2 of those motorcycles and then took that money, combined it together, and purchased the sailboat. The Let's Trade concept is not dead. Along with regular updates on refitting the sailboat, there will be a series showing you how to trade up over and over to get what you want in the end. So let's get back to the sailboat. The sailboat itself is a 1987 Fast Yachts 345, which is based off of a late 1970s racing yacht designed by Camper and Nicholson. Fast Yachts bought the fiberglass molds in the early 80s and continued making them in Brazil. She's a fairly large boat for her length of 34.5 feet long. By that, I mean the beam, or the width of the boat, is 11 feet wide. I'm 6 foot 1 inch tall, and the cabin height is plenty above my head. I do not feel cramped at all in this boat. She has 2 cabins, a V-berth up front in the bow, and a cabin in the stern at the rear, with a queen-ish sized mattress. There are no straight lines on a sailboat, so that's why I say queen-ish. It's kind of curved. It has plenty of seating in the salon or dining area, and it has a full galley or kitchen, including a built-in refrigerator. Does any of it work? I don't know yet. I know the water runs. So I got her for a great deal. Essentially, I paid off what was owed on her. She does need some work, and once I get her all cleaned out, I'll make a video showcasing all of the issues I'll be taking care of. The first thing I had to do was to get the bilge pump running. It was completely unhooked, and the float switch was, well, just floating in the bilge that was nearly overflowing with water. There was literally 1/4 of an inch between the top of the water and the bottom of the floor. I didn't bring tools with me, so I had to rely on what was on board to get this thing running. I did what I could to try connecting the bilge directly to the 12-volt power, but got nothing. So I dug around to look for a voltmeter or a test light, which I found, but neither appeared to work. I even tested them directly on the battery itself. I didn't know if I had no power and it was just everything completely dead, or dead tools. I'm 2 hours away from home with a sailboat full of water, so off to West Marine down the street for a pump and tools to install it. After paying the, oh, you must be rich, boat park tax of $250 for a bilge pump, some wire connectors, and a crimp tool, I walked to the register to be greeted by a massive thunderstorm that came out of nowhere. My initial thought was, this is a terrible day to buy a used boat. But that quickly turned into, this is the best day to buy a used boat because I can see if there's any leaks. Needless to say, there were. Now, they weren't the type of leaks to sink a boat, but they were the type of leaks to ruin wood if left unchecked. All of the hatches dripped occasionally, one window dripped, and there was a leak somewhere on the starboard bow to find and take care of. Let's get back to the bilge. So after connecting the new pump directly to power It sprang to life immediately. I hooked it up to the drain hose and finished crimping it to let it do its job. I emptied the bilge in about 20 minutes or so. Could be faster, but it's a small space and it does a test run every 2 minutes to check for water, then pumps it out completely. I'm not so sure I like that, as bilge pumps can be loud when it's 3 a.m. and you're trying to sleep and it kicks on every 2 minutes. We'll see. Once the bilge was empty, I took a quick look around and she's in overall great shape. There are two big issues. Number one, the transmission is currently out of the boat being repaired up in Michigan. I have to pay for that repair and get it shipped back, so that's probably between $1,000 and $1,500. Number two, the forward bulkhead should really be replaced. It's rotting on the starboard side. It's really the biggest project I foresee having to do to the boat. Not looking forward to that work, but looking forward to the challenge. So, the next step is to head back to the boat to clean out the previous owner's items that were left behind and sort through any good tools worth keeping. Once she's cleaned out, I'll go through and do a deep clean on everything, and then I'll start making a plan for the renovations and repairs. So, in the next video, I'll have some exterior footage and hopefully give you a complete walk-around tour. And that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please comment about it, what you thought about it. If you have experience in replacing a bulkhead in a sailboat, please make a comment, because that's going to be a huge project I'm going to start. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out. I may not be doing everything perfect, but I'm doing the best that I can, and I could definitely use your help. If you see that I'm about to embark on a project, feel free to give me advice on how to do it, because I'm having to learn all this as I go. Anyways, until next time, we will see you later.